So ever wondered why some e-commerce businesses succeed but others fail? So whether you're a new e-commerce business owner or guru, or you've been selling for quite some time, most often believe that success can be just achieved by following a supposedly best business approach. But sad to say that for every businesses that has succeeded following a particular strategy, many have failed. So why is that? Maybe like most things in life, it isn't what you do, but the way that you do it determine your success. The quality and creativity of your execution, right, matters a lot more than the business model that you're following. What suits others may not work for you. And it's more about finding a best fit for yourself and working through that to see success. So here's our suggestions to sellers who actually follow blindly to those to those hype up business strategies. Just stop. Okay, just stop and think. Just go back to basic. Think about all this different e-commerce business model. Then look for the one that best fits your personality, okay, your skills, and your time and investment, and your appetite for risk. Analyze it thoroughly and work through that before you take the next great leap into the e-commerce markets. So if you're thinking that, wow, that sounds very dull, you're right. Okay, it's not exciting at all. This is the way that real e-commerce businesses operate. And doing this will more likely lead to success than just jumping on the latest bandwagon along with thousands of other sellers who have been copying other, sellers' success story thoughtlessly. And we'll be talking about the 5 fundamental e-commerce business models, so you can actually do a review and see which is the most appropriate business model that you want to use. Here's the first of the 5 fundamental e-commerce business model that represent the majority of the businesses selling through online marketplaces nowadays. Number 1, resellers. These are the people who buy new products from elsewhere, such as manufacturers, then sell out the individual units to consumers. You can perceive them as partners of the original manufacturers, just that they are reselling the finished products to their customers for the purpose of making a profit. So, resellers sell products that already exist and can be potentially be sold by many different stores. These items might be branded, that means bearing the name of a specific company, or generic, unique items not seen in local marketplaces. They don't modify their products by changing their design or packaging. However, they like to add value by doing things like, number 1, selling products that are not readily available, providing expert knowledge that buyers need, offering a wide or unique assortment of products within their niche, or bundling products with complementary accessories or services. The keywords here are specialization and niche. As a rule of thumb, being a reseller is not for those who just want to sell easily available everyday items. You must possess a certain type of expert knowledge and establish a name for yourself before you can compete against some of the biggest original retailers in the world. So the second of the 5 fundamental e-commerce business model that we will be talking about in this video is private label. So sellers who do private label or private labeling are the people who take the generic new products and sell them online on marketplaces like Amazon, but add their own brand name on the listing. This is currently one of the hottest product strategies for online sellers. Private labeling occupies an interesting place between resellers and full-blown product development. Like resellers, they buy new finished products and sell them on Amazon without modification. However, they take things one step further by adding a brand name. And some private labeling businesses, right, may customize the product and packaging to such an extent that it bears little resemblance to the original generic item. The main difference between resellers and private labeling is that the previous emphasize on building product niche, while the latter most often focuses on building individual products. Private label business normally succeeds by doing this. Number 1, adding their own brand name and logo to increase the perceived value. Number 2, creating their own instructions and packaging to provide better product information. Number 3, creating their own marketing material, including photos, videos, and text that sell the product more effectively. Number 4, making design modifications to address buyers' needs better or differentiate themselves from competitors. Number 5, bundling products with accessories bearing the same branding. So the third business model in the 5 fundamental e-commerce business model nowadays is liquidation. So these are the people who actually sell stock that can't be sold for full price. They will usually sell the products off in bulk and at a discount. So sellers can buy such clearance stock at high discounts, such as 90% off a product's full retail price. Though that sounds like a highly profitable bargain, the quality of liquidation stock can be variable. Thus, you need to assess them carefully. There are several reasons why stocks might be liquidating, including older batches, or rather products that might have been replaced by a new version or be from a past season. Number 2, returns. Products that have been sent back by buyers. The boxes may have been opened and packaging could be missing or damaged. Damage or faults. Products that are not in perfect condition, but most will be tested and refurbished. Number 4, bankruptcy. Products that are sold off to pay the creditors of failed businesses. So an effective way to source for quality liquidation stock is through building close relationship with other businesses. You will be ahead of the competition for their clearance sales while getting somewhat more reliable stock sources. On the other hand, sellers who choose this business model will always have a constant need to find new sources. After all, a clearance-based business cannot simply keep reordering their best-selling products. It will definitely run out sometime. So the fourth model in the 5 fundamental e-commerce business model is this: retail arbitrage. We call them RA, or online retail arbitrage. So these are the people who source for discounted new products available in large quantity, like overstock products, from retail stores, online or offline, then resell the products at a profit. It occupies an interesting place between reselling, private labeling, and liquidation, but generally differs in terms of discounts of source products, and therefore profits are usually not as high as liquidation business models. Modification may be changed by changing packaging on the product itself or marketing materials, but not their design. Therefore, no private label are added. The source of products is easily accessible to small businesses and individual. So this is a really hot e-commerce business model nowadays. Take note, competition within the RA business is very intense, with few barriers to sell through online marketplaces and even fewer to buy from an ordinary retail store. RA is open to absolutely anyone with some time and capital to invest. As such, the ROI, return on investment margins for RA, has dropped to an extremely low value, just around 5%. Another practical concern about RA that many new sellers do not know is that some brands require reseller certifications to sell their items. Thus, if you accidentally bought such items, you might end up getting stuck with a lot of goods which you have to dispose of. So do consider carefully before you decide to jump into the RA business. So last but not least, the 5th business model in 5 fundamental e-commerce business model is this: use item. These are the people who specialize in handling other people's used item and deal with second-hand goods. This may be the least exciting of all above mentioned e-commerce business model, and some may wonder if there's much money to be made through this model. The truth is, there is. Some used items, books for example, need a large market like Amazon or eBay to find their true value. A textbook that sells for little in a sale can fetch a few $100 plus online. Students and academics who urgently need that exact title have little chances of finding it locally and thus are prepared to pay a high price to get it online. So if you're still skeptical about whether businesses selling used items can be successful, you can look up this company called Momox. This is the second largest seller on Amazon, and guess what they sell? Secondhand books, CDs, DVDs, video games, and designer clothing. They turn over 100 million euros a year, employ 1,000 staffs, and one of their warehouses is as large as an Amazon fulfillment center. So some of you may ask then, what are the popular buzzwords like dropshipping and FBA? Are they also business models which we can follow? So let me clarify. Both above mentioned are not e-commerce business model, but rather services provided to e-commerce business owners to help them run their businesses more smoothly. Dropshipping is a service provided by some suppliers where they will ship their products directly to the buyer. They do not require payment until the product is sold, so you can pay the supplier after the buyer pays you. Meanwhile, FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon is a service provided by Amazon.com where they provide their own product storage, handling, shipping service to process orders for other companies. For sellers with limited time, these services solve a key problem, but they don't in themselves provide any base to build a business on. Customers won't buy from you just because you use dropshipping or FBA. So let's do a quick recap. Okay, let's hope that you have some better insight into which business model you want to follow when you start your Amazon business. Remember, in every kind of business models, it will require lots of patience and hard work to make things work. So do persevere on, and we wish you great success on this e-commerce journey. See you soon.